Namaste, World Raisers, Sabine and Roger here. Let's watch Devotion, the Sweetest Way to Be. A true gem, according to our requesters. Focus Sanu, Nikhil, thanks for your patience, and our world yogi, Dheeraj.
Every emotion, every experience that you go through in your life is, after all, your making. If only you could be conscious that anyway it is your making. You would definitely choose the sweetest way to be. Devotion is not only the sweetest way to be, it is also the highest form of intelligence.
Wow.
But people who claim to be devotees usually happen to be a bunch of idiots. So, people who think they're intelligent always strive to stay away from any form of devotion. What devotion means? Devotion does not mean going to the temple, mosque or church and doing a particular form of ritual. Devotion simply means that in your life, whichever moment in your life when you're aware that there is something larger than yourself functioning around you, there is no other way, you will be devout. When you're overwhelmed, if you are sensitive enough, if you're intelligent enough, if you're sensible enough to see that something far bigger than you is constantly in function, then you are naturally a devotee. There is no other way to be. You may not be bowing down, you may not be performing a ritual, you may not be sitting in a temple, you may not be doing any of those standard things which are expected. You may be not dressed like one. Maybe your clothes are not printed with God's name.
Oh no,
Maybe
not.
you never uttered God's name in your mouth. But if you're aware, if you're conscious that something far larger than you is in function right now, you are naturally a devotee. There is no other way to be. When you're obsessed by the power of your muscle or the power of your mind or what silly little things that you can do, and you think that's everything, only then you're not a devotee. In that condition, you cannot be a devotee. When you think you're everything, you cannot be a devotee. When you see the reality of life, that you are just a small happening here, and something far larger than you is always in function, if you're aware of this, if this is a living reality for you, you're always a devotee. I have never said this before. I hesitate to say this, because the word will spread and spoil my reputation. That I am a devotee. Oh, come on, Sadhguru, you are a devotee, you're arrogant. It takes a lot. It takes a lot to look arrogant. What kind of devotee are you? Oh, you must be Shiva's devotee. Shiva is my partner. This will be very hard for you to digest. I'm devoted to you. Whether you understand this or not, it's very difficult to understand this. Devotion does not mean that I have to bow down to you or touch your feet or sing your praises. In every way, I live for you, that's devotion. I took this very birth to make this happen for you, and that's devotion. When you hold someone's well-being above your own, that's devotion. What a devotee does with absolute ease, many other people do it with great struggle. Just to keep this little fellow aside, what a lot of struggle! What a lot of struggle! Lifetimes of struggle. Standing on your head, holding your breath, crawling on the ground and all kinds of things. Devotion is just a simple, sweet, beautiful way of just keeping yourself aside.
Did you get emotional too?
How could you not get emotional? Yeah, saying that he took this very birth for us, right? Devoted to us, devoted to humanity, right? And you can see it in his actions. It's just incredible, right? Just sending out prayers for the long life of Sadhguru. Jeez. It's amazing, right? His teachings are so good, right? So necessary, so practical in this world, right? Cutting to the root of so many things, right? Making it understandable and easy to digest, right? He's just such a great teacher. So absolutely love this video. So devotion, right? It's not about going to church or the mosque or the temple or bowing down at somebody's feet. It's about understanding that we're minuscule. There's something greater at play. We're part of something infinite, right? So we're all manifestations of this, and we can, act accordingly. So to be aware that, our behavior is everything. Like, how do we treat others, right? How
do we interact with others? Yeah.
It's amazing.
We have a train coming.
But we absolutely love this video.
You want to stop? Let's discuss it maybe a bit more.
Okay, yeah.
We'll wait for the train. See you in a few minutes.
Yeah, so devotion, right? So Sadhguru's always talking about making your identity, cosmic, right? So the whole, right? So if our identity is cosmic, which means that everything within the universe is part of us, right? Then that really affects, how you treat others when you see everybody as being a part of you, right? So yeah, it's so great. And then it also reminded me of the Buddha's teachings on emptiness, right? Saying that we don't exist inherently from our own side or our own power. So when he was shedding light on, some people, not to point them out as being overly egotistical, it's just the nature of the psychological mind where we identify with these bodies. And then, yeah, if you're a bodybuilder, then you're just really, here I am, and I'm fit, and I'm masculine, and I did it all myself because of me. Or even if you're very smart and intellectual, studying so much stuff, and you got so much, conventional knowledge and wisdom, and you think that you're just, what's going on?
Like you, like, just like, you studied so much and you're like...
Yeah, but I don't claim to be...
Yeah, I know, but you're still that person that you just described, so I thought...
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I got him out of the flow, whoopsie.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about, people who aren't spiritual. I'm not saying that I'm not egotistical, because, yeah, I still have my ego delusions and stuff, obviously. But in the sense of but ultimately, I do know that, I don't exist independently, right? There's a bigger force at work, and that's what Sadhguru was getting at, right? That in the teachings of the Buddha really emphasize that, right? We don't exist independently, right? We're so dependent on everything. We're dependent on
everything.
The water, the soil, right?
Safe soil.
Food. Yeah, the sun, the universe itself, right? Everything, right?
Other sentient beings.
We're dependent on each other. Yeah. So we're not independent entities. We're part of a greater whole, right? So to really grasp that, is devotion, and you don't need to call it God or, surrender on to God. Just surrender on to the truth. The truth is that we're part of each other, and we all need one another. And like Sadhguru was saying, he's devoted, to all of us, which also reminded me of the bodhisattvas, right? Which they come back again and again for the benefit of all living beings, to help teach and share, the wisdom and the true knowledge of ultimate reality. So, so good. Yeah.
So let us know if you are devoted, or everybody's devoted to something, I guess, in their way, but what are you devoted to? Are you devoted to a guru? Are you devoted to the ultimate truth, which the guru represents, right? Hopefully, in a lot of cases. Or are you devoted to your ego thinking mind, all your desires and longings and the pain and the righteousness and your opinions and thoughts? What are you devoted to? And if you're devoted, to your desires, are you aware of that, and are you aware that there is another path, that freedom from desires is actually, a much greater joy than having the desires fulfilled? So let us know what your path is.
Yeah, so like Sadhguru is devoted to us, and we're devoted to you. Raise the World Project now. We are not stopping. We are raising our level of consciousness. Yeah. And we invite you to do the same with us.
Yeah. I think that's why we were in so much pain when in the last week some of our videos got so many negative comments, but not only negative, like sometimes really negative, like insulting. And it was not towards us, like really, like mostly it was just complaining about the video. And yet it really hurt us because this channel is supposed to be like a positive channel, you know, where people find inspiration, where people have a bad day and then they go on the channel and read the comments and they feel better after than they felt before. And and when that is not the case, like during some of the videos that we published, it really hurts, because we want to inspire people. There's so much suffering out there, so why not keep at least this channel a positive one? That doesn't mean you can't criticize, you can, but find a way to formulate it so that people don't get offended. People, like, you know, it's like, what was good about the video, and then pick apart what was bad, but not just bad, and then get into the comments. What did other people say? Or maybe someone said the exact same thing that I want to point out, so let's get into their comment instead of writing the exact same thing again. So, you know, like, it's a conversation. It's like, it would be beautiful if the comment section would be like a total flow, where you can read and interaction and not just reaction, right? It's like, oh, there was one thing I didn't like. And really, that's another thing. When we get upset, we hear one word we don't like. And then we don't hear anything else anymore. And also that distorts everything else we hear because we're triggered. Our emotions are triggered. Who knows? Trauma is triggered, right? So much happened in India, and we understand that. But we also have to understand that we are not the trauma. Like, we are not what happened in the past. And we're here to make a better world and not repeat the world and not hold the grudge. And keep it going, because if you don't get over your trauma now, the next generation will be as traumatized. They will just, you know, inherit all your pain, all your righteousness, all your suffering. And it has to stop. It has to stop with you. And here, you know, in this space, on this channel, we can practice that. So if you hear something that really goes against, and you can feel it in your body, you have reactions like, I hate this, I don't, you know, then, you know, step back and first reflect, and then get into the comment section and maybe voice that. You know, it's like, oh, I got a really negative vibe, but not blaming it, but, you know, using it to turn inwards. And then it's like, why did it trigger me? Where can I, you know, heal stuff? Where is there more to surrender? And yeah, it's a great chance to use this channel as a safe space, you know, to interact and to really grow together. But that's only possible if we're willing to change and if we don't hold on to a belief. Because everything that happened 50,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, nobody, not a single person on this planet knows if it really happened the way it's described in this book or that book or that or that. It's just knowledge. It's just opinions, and they don't really matter. So more important, in my opinion, is to use that, I'm triggered. What can I learn from that? And then, you know, discuss things. And okay, I'll stop here.
It's not to say that the past didn't happen. You know, we know. And then part of my, like, when I became spiritual, you know, I'm a white guy, European descent. So when I started becoming spiritual and then looking at the past, I went through phases of mourning, right? And guilt and regret that my ancestors did such horrible things, right? So, but also at the same time, as you become spiritual, you begin to expand your identity, like Sadhguru says. And now I'm not identified as a white guy from European descent anymore. I'm identified as, you know, in this physical form, I'm identified as a human, right? And I don't know what my past lifetimes were. I'm pretty sure I was probably an Indian, you know, sometime on the journey, right? Nice, if you understand certain things, we're all descended from from India and that area. So obviously we were all Indians in some of our past lifetimes, right? And then the world spread, and it's like, because we're talking about ancient and millions of years if you understand the teachings. So we're all coming from the same origin, right? We're all coming from the infinite field of consciousness. So yeah, things happened in the past, but now is what's important, right? And then we can let go and heal. If you made it this far, then let me just explain one thing, because if you made it this far, then you're one of our most beloved regular viewers who watch everything. So just to let you know that the like button, it really, really helps the video. That's why we say it, because it helps the algorithm. It helps more people find it. But also leaving a comment, even if you don't usually comment, because the amount of views and the proportion between likes and comments is very low. So we can increase that with the regulars, even if you just leave some positive emojis, right? Because then it lessens the hit of the negative new people who comment negative stuff. So if the regulars all just leave positive comments, then it's overwhelmingly positive, right? And then people really have to dig to the very, very bottom of the comment section to find something negative. So if you can help us out, just leave some positivity in the comment section. The like button helps so much. And of course, if you made it this far, you're probably already subscribed. So thank you so much. We love you guys. Like, we're not complaining about our regulars. You guys are the best. So thank you so much. And remember, raise yourself
and raise the world. Thank you so much, everyone. And a very special thank you to all our members. We love you.
Peace. Dheeraj.
Oh yeah, especially Dheeraj.